Have you ever stared at a blank page, a silent instrument, or an unsolved problem, feeling a profound sense of creative emptiness? That frustrating stillness where inspiration seems like a distant myth, reserved for a chosen few. It's a common human experience, this yearning to create, to innovate, met by an invisible wall. You're not alone in this search. What if there was a key, a method, a formula even, not in the rigid mathematical sense, but a way of thinking that could unlock this creative power within you? And what if this approach was echoed in the life of one of history's most brilliant minds, Albert Einstein? He wasn't just a physicist. He was a master of creative thought. Many believe creativity is a magical gift bestowed at birth. This very idea can be the first barrier. We look at masterpieces, at groundbreaking theories, and think, I could never do that. But what if this perception is flawed? What if creativity is less about innate genius and more about a cultivated process? The title promises the formula for creativity no one told you, Albert Einstein. This isn't about a simple A plus B equals C. Einstein's formula is woven into his approach to life, to problems, to the universe itself. It's a formula of mindset, of habit, of perspective, far more profound than any mere equation. The core struggle is often the feeling of being uncreative. This video is for anyone who has felt that, who seeks to understand how to tap into that wellspring of ideas that seems to flow so easily for others. Einstein's insights offer a path, a way to reframe our understanding of where new ideas truly come from. Let's embark on a journey to uncover this subtle formula. It's not about sudden flashes of divine inspiration, though those can happen. It's about laying the groundwork, cultivating the mental soil where the seeds of creativity can sprout and flourish, much like a dedicated gardener tends their plot. The promise here is not to turn you into Einstein overnight. Rather, it's to share a perspective that can fundamentally change how you approach the creative process in your own life, whatever your field of interest may be. It's about unlocking your unique potential. So what is this elusive formula? It begins with understanding a fundamental truth. Creativity rarely, if ever, springs from nothing. It's not about conjuring ideas out of thin air. This is the first myth we must gently dismantle. New ideas are almost always born from the old. Imagine a master chef. They don't invent ingredients. They masterfully combine existing ones in novel, unexpected, and delightful ways. The spices, the vegetables, the proteins, they are known. The genius lies in the combination, the technique, the understanding of how they interact. Creativity is much the same. Einstein himself, a titan of originality, built his theories on the foundations laid by giants before him, like Newton and Maxwell. His genius was not in discarding all prior knowledge, but in seeing it from a revolutionary new perspective, and then daring to combine and extend it in unprecedented ways. So the first component of this formula is knowledge. Not just any knowledge, but a broad, diverse, and deeply absorbed understanding of various subjects. Think of it as gathering your raw materials, your colors, your musical notes. Without these, your palette remains empty. Einstein was famously curious, delving into philosophy, music, he played the violin, and of course, physics and mathematics. This intellectual appetite provided him with a vast mental landscape from which to draw connections that others might miss. He collected dots from everywhere. So the call to action for you: cultivate a relentless curiosity. Read widely beyond your immediate field. Learn a new skill. Talk to people with different perspectives. Every piece of knowledge, every new experience is a potential ingredient for your future creative endeavors. Don't underestimate any of it. But knowledge alone is not enough. Einstein famously said, "Imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the entire world, stimulating progress, giving birth to evolution." This is the second crucial element: imagination. What is imagination in this context? It's the ability to see beyond the surface, to ask, what if? to visualize possibilities that don't yet exist. It's the capacity to connect disparate pieces of knowledge in new and meaningful ways. It's the bridge between the known and the unknown. Einstein's thought experiments are legendary. He imagined chasing a beam of light, or what it would be like to fall freely in an elevator. These weren't physical experiments, but powerful acts of imagination that allowed him to explore the universe's deepest secrets from within his own mind. How can you cultivate this imaginative power? Allow yourself to daydream, pose hypothetical questions, engage in activities that free your mind from purely logical constraints, art, music, storytelling. Don't be afraid to appear foolish in your own private explorations. This is where the magic happens. So we have knowledge, the raw material, and imagination, the visionary force. What binds them together into something new? This brings us to the third and perhaps most active component of Einstein's formula: combinatorial play. Einstein himself referred to creativity as combinatorial play. It's the act of taking elements, concepts, ideas, images, facts, and actively trying to combine them in new and interesting arrangements. It's a playful, experimental process. It's like a child with building blocks, seeing what fits, what stands, what surprises. This play is not frivolous. It's deeply focused. It involves trial and error. Many combinations won't work. Many will seem absurd. But it's through this process of active experimentation that novel solutions and original ideas emerge. The key is to keep trying, to keep shuffling the deck. Think of a musician improvising. They draw upon their knowledge of scales, chords, and rhythms, knowledge, imagine new melodies, imagination, and then actively try them out on their instrument, combining these elements in real-time combinatorial play. This is the process in action. For Einstein, this meant playing with equations, with concepts of space and time, rearranging them, looking at them from different angles until something clicked. He wasn't afraid to challenge existing frameworks by recombining their core elements in audacious ways. So how do you engage in combinatorial play? Take your ideas, your knowledge, your skills, and start mixing them. Don't prejudge. Ask, what if I combined X with Y, even if they seem unrelated? Sketch, write, build, talk it out. The action itself is what matters. This process requires a certain fearlessness. A willingness to be wrong, to create something that doesn't work, is essential. Each failure in combinatorial play is not an endpoint, but a data point, guiding you towards more fruitful combinations. Embrace the experimentation. Now, what fuels this entire engine of knowledge acquisition, imaginative leaps, and playful combination? The fourth crucial element: persistent, unwavering curiosity. It's the insatiable desire to know, to understand, to explore. Einstein's curiosity was legendary from a young age. A compass given to him as a child, with its mysteriously pointing needle, sparked a lifelong fascination with unseen forces. He never lost that childlike wonder, that drive to ask why. Curiosity is the pilot light of creativity. It keeps you seeking new knowledge. It prods your imagination to explore unconventional paths, and it motivates you to continue playing with combinations even when faced with obstacles. Without curiosity, the creative engine sputters and dies. How to nurture your curiosity? Pay attention to what genuinely intrigues you, no matter how trivial it seems. Ask questions constantly, especially the stupid ones. Follow your intellectual breadcrumbs. Dive down rabbit holes of information. Let your interests guide your learning. This formula, knowledge, imagination, combinatorial play, fueled by curiosity, is not a linear sequence. These elements interact, they feed each other. New knowledge can spark imagination. Imaginative leaps can suggest new combinations to try. Curiosity drives the entire cycle forward. There's one more subtle, yet vital, aspect to this process: the need for incubation and intuition. After intense periods of focused work, of gathering knowledge and playing with ideas, there often needs to be a pause, a space for the subconscious mind to work its magic. Einstein spoke of how his most profound insights often came during moments of relaxation, while shaving or walking or playing his violin. It's as if the conscious mind, by stepping back, allows the deeper connections to surface. This is the power of incubation. This doesn't mean being idle. It means trusting that your mind is still processing, even when you're not actively thinking about the problem. It's about creating mental space for those aha moments, those intuitive leaps that often bridge the final gap. Intuition, in this context, isn't mystical guesswork. It's often the result of your brain rapidly processing vast amounts of previously absorbed information and experiences, recognizing patterns that your conscious mind hasn't yet articulated. Trust those gut feelings, those sudden insights. They are often well-informed. So the complete formula looks more like a dynamic ecosystem. Gather diverse knowledge, ignite it with imagination, actively engage in combinatorial play, fuel it all with relentless curiosity, and allow space for incubation and intuition to connect the dots. This is not a rigid step-by-step procedure. It's a holistic approach, a way of being and thinking. It requires patience, persistence, and a genuine love for the process of discovery. It's a dance between focused effort and relaxed receptivity. How can you begin to apply this Einsteinian formula in your own life, starting today? First, consciously broaden your inputs. Read an article on a topic you know nothing about. Listen to a different genre of music. Visit a new place, even if it's just a local park you've never explored. Next, make time for imaginative wandering. Let your mind play. Ask what-if questions about your work, your hobbies, your daily challenges. Don't censor yourself. Keep a notebook for these flights of fancy, these nascent ideas. No idea is too small or too silly at this stage. Then actively try to combine things. Take two unrelated ideas from your notebook and see if you can find a connection, a novel synthesis. This is your combinatorial play. It might be a mental exercise, or you might sketch, write, or build a small prototype. All the while, feed your curiosity. When something piques your interest, follow it. Ask why. Dig deeper. Don't be satisfied with surface-level answers. The more you question, the more material you gather for your creative engine. And crucially, schedule downtime. Take walks, meditate, engage in hobbies that relax you. It's in these moments of unfocus that your subconscious can do its best work, connecting the dots you've so diligently gathered and played with. Respect the need for incubation. This formula isn't about achieving a singular, massive breakthrough every day. It's about cultivating a creative mindset that permeates your thinking, making small innovations, fresh perspectives, and novel solutions a more regular occurrence in all aspects of your life. Remember Einstein's own path. His theories weren't born in a single flash but were the result of years of relentless questioning, imaginative exploration, intense calculation, a form of combinatorial play with mathematics, and periods of profound reflection. He lived this process. The beauty of this formula is its universality. It applies to artists, scientists, entrepreneurs, writers, musicians, parents, teachers. Anyone who seeks to bring something new and valuable into the world, or simply to solve problems in more inventive ways. Don't be intimidated by the Einstein connection. He merely exemplified these principles at an extraordinary level. The principles themselves are accessible to everyone. It's about the willingness to engage with the world and your own mind in this open, playful, and persistent manner. Consider your current challenges or creative projects. How could you apply these elements? What new knowledge could you seek? What imaginative leaps could you dare to make? What combinations haven't you tried? What questions are you not asking? The fear of not being original often stifles creativity. But this formula shows that originality isn't about being utterly unique from scratch. It's about your unique way of seeing, selecting and combining the vast sea of existing information and experiences. Your perspective is unique. Embrace the idea that you are a curator and a combiner. Your life experiences, your specific knowledge, your personal passions, these are the unique ingredients only you possess in your particular combination. This is the source of your distinct creative voice. One of the biggest hurdles is often an internal one, the inner critic that dismisses ideas before they even have a chance to breathe. This formula encourages a playful, non-judgmental phase, especially during combinatorial play and imaginative exploration. Silence that critic early on. Think of creativity not as a performance with an audience, but as a private laboratory where you are free to experiment, to fail, to learn, and to discover. The pressure of external judgment can be a powerful inhibitor. Give yourself permission to explore freely. Einstein worked on his theories for years, often in relative isolation from the immediate pressures of the academic world, allowing him the freedom to pursue unconventional lines of thought. This mental independence is a valuable asset for anyone seeking to innovate. The journey of creativity, guided by this formula, is as much about self-discovery as it is about producing an outcome. You learn about your own mind, your passions, your resilience. The process itself can be profoundly rewarding, regardless of the final product. Don't wait for inspiration to strike like lightning. Actively cultivate the conditions for it. Engage with the world through the lens of this formula: knowledge, imagination, play, curiosity, and incubation. And you'll find that inspiration becomes a more frequent visitor, a welcome guest. This approach shifts creativity from a passive waiting game to an active, engaging pursuit. It empowers you. You are not merely a vessel for random ideas. You are the alchemist, transforming the base metals of existing knowledge into the gold of new insight. The formula isn't about complexity. It's about a return to a more natural way of learning and exploring, much like how children discover the world. They are intensely curious. They imagine fantastical scenarios. They constantly combine objects and ideas in playful ways. As we grow, we sometimes unlearn this natural creativity, prioritizing rote memorization or fearing judgment. Einstein's formula is a call to reclaim that innate human capacity, to nurture it with intention and wisdom throughout our lives. Remember, the core message is this: true creativity isn't about conjuring something from nothing, but about the disciplined play of combining existing knowledge and experiences with boundless imagination, all fueled by persistent curiosity and given space to mature. This formula that no one explicitly told you is not a secret code, but an observable pattern in the lives of creative thinkers like Einstein. It's a testament to the power of a mind that is open, inquisitive, playful, and deeply engaged with the world. The true value of this understanding lies not just in producing creative works, but in living a more creative, engaged, and fulfilling life. It's about seeing the world with fresh eyes, finding novel solutions to everyday problems, and continuously learning and growing. So the next time you feel that creative block, remember Einstein. Remember the power of knowledge, the flight of imagination, the joy of combinatorial play, the engine of curiosity, and the quiet wisdom of incubation. The formula is within your reach. Let this not be just information, but an invitation to experiment with these principles in your own unique way. What small step can you take today to engage one of these elements? The journey of 1,000 creative leaps begins with a single, curious step. Creativity is not a destination, but a way of traveling. Embrace the uncertainty, the exploration, and the occasional detour. It is in the process itself that much of the richness lies. The formula is your compass, guiding you on this ever-evolving adventure. The world is waiting for your unique combinations, your distinct perspective, your creative contributions, however humble or grand they may seem to you. By understanding and applying this formula, you unlock a potential that is profoundly human and deeply satisfying. Think of the most creative people you admire in any field. You will likely see these elements at play: a deep well of knowledge, a vibrant imagination, a willingness to experiment and combine, an unquenchable curiosity, and moments of quiet reflection where ideas take shape. The problem of feeling uncreative often stems from a misunderstanding of what creativity is. It's not a mystical lightning strike. It's a grounded, cultivable set of mental habits and practices, as demonstrated by thinkers like Einstein. This is the empowering truth. Challenge yourself to see connections where others see none. This is a hallmark of imaginative thinking. Take two completely unrelated objects or concepts from your day and try to find three ways they could be linked or combined. This is a simple exercise in combinatorial play. Make a habit of capturing your fleeting thoughts and ideas. A small notebook, a voice recorder, a digital app, the tool doesn't matter. The act of recording honors these sparks and provides raw material for later reflection and combination. Don't let good ideas vanish. Ask why 5 times. When faced with a problem or a piece of information, ask why it is the way it is. Then ask why to that answer, and so on. This simple technique can often lead to deeper understanding and uncover new avenues for thought, a direct boost to your knowledge base. Consider the environment in which you work or think. Does it foster creativity? Sometimes a change of scenery, or decluttering your space, or adding elements that inspire you, can have a surprisingly positive impact on your mental state and imaginative capacity. Don't underestimate the power of useless knowledge. Facts or skills learned for sheer interest, with no immediate practical application, often become surprisingly relevant later, providing unique building blocks for creative solutions in unrelated areas. This is the value of broad curiosity. When you feel stuck, consciously switch modes. If you've been intensely focused, combinatorial play, deliberately step away and do something completely different to allow for incubation. If you've been idle, immerse yourself in new information or actively start combining ideas. Collaboration can also be a powerful catalyst. Discussing ideas with others, especially those with different backgrounds, can spark new insights and offer fresh perspectives, enriching your own combinatorial play and imaginative leaps. New knowledge comes from new voices. The formula is not about finding the one right answer, but about exploring many possibilities. Creativity thrives in an atmosphere of abundance, not scarcity. Generate many ideas, try many combinations, knowing that most will be stepping stones, not final destinations. Perfectionism can be the enemy of this playful experimentation. Allow yourself to make messes, to create rough drafts, to have bad ideas. The initial output of combinatorial play is rarely polished. Refinement comes later. The key is to start to explore. Reflect on Einstein's dedication. Even when faced with immense intellectual challenges, his curiosity and playful intellect persisted. He understood that breakthroughs are often preceded by long periods of what might seem like fruitless effort. Persistence is key. This formula, ultimately, is about cultivating a relationship with your own mind, one of trust, curiosity, and gentle discipline. It's about understanding how your unique intellect best gathers, processes, and synthesizes information to create something new. So the formula Albert Einstein modeled for us is not a shortcut, but a deeper, more engaged way of living and thinking. It involves embracing the known, daring to imagine the unknown, playfully combining elements, and relentlessly asking, why? The true secret is that there is no single secret, but rather a constellation of practices and attitudes. Knowledge, imagination, combinatorial play, curiosity, incubation. These are your tools, your guiding stars on the path to unlocking your own innate creativity. As you integrate these elements into your life, you may find that creativity becomes less of a struggle and more of a natural outflow, a way you meet the world. It's a shift from seeking creativity to being creative, in small ways and large. The world needs your unique creative spark. Whether you're solving complex global problems or simply bringing more beauty and ingenuity into your personal life, this approach, inspired by one of history's greatest minds, can be your guide. So the formula is revealed, not as a rigid equation but as a living process. The question now is not, what is the formula, but how will you embody it? How will you weave these timeless principles into the fabric of your own creative journey? Consider this a starting point. The real exploration begins now, in your own life, with your own thoughts and actions. Let Einstein's example be an encouragement, a reminder that the capacity for profound creativity lies within the disciplined and curious mind. The formula isn't about becoming Einstein, but about becoming more fully yourself, a person who actively engages with knowledge, unleashes imagination, plays with possibilities, and follows curiosity wherever it leads. This is where your unique genius lies. Let the pursuit of creativity be a source of joy, of wonder, of continuous discovery. For in that state of engaged exploration, you will not only find new ideas, but also a deeper connection to the world and to the incredible potential of the human spirit. The formula is simple in its essence, yet profound in its application. It is a timeless wisdom, available to all who choose to embrace it. May your journey into its depths be filled with insight, inspiration, and the quiet satisfaction of bringing new things into being. Remember that creativity is a muscle. The more you use it, guided by these principles, the stronger and more responsive it becomes. Trust the process, trust yourself, and let the spirit of inquiry and imagination light your way. This then is the enduring legacy of Einstein's approach to creativity, not a fixed set of rules but a dynamic interplay of human faculties, a call to explore, to connect, to build, and to wonder. It is, in essence, a call to live more fully.